Hey guys, what's going on?
Ooh, yes. Yes. Ooh-ba-doo. Yes. The water's alive. Oh, yes.
All right, folks, thanks for coming. I'll get straight to the point. Shareholders are asking for a new Mega Man game. Any ideas? What should we do?
What about a 2D side-scrolling Mega Man?
Right, let me clarify that again. A new Mega Man. What about a Mega Man card game? Okay, but like, haven't we done a card game before? Teppen, that's it.
Oh, but we make it a side-scroller.
Dude, what the? Tom, what did I just say?
We already did that?
What else do you guys have? What about an action game, like Devil May Cry, but Mega Man?
Oh, the devil's always crying. He never has enough offerings.
What are you talking about, dude? Folks, please stay on topic. Do we have any other ideas? Oh, we could do Mega Man Legends 3. I know we canceled that one, but we were like halfway through development. We could totally use that. What?
Oh, dude!
Whoa, yeah. Yeah? Yeah? Oh yeah. Yeah. Wow. Just wow.
Yes! Yes, 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 yes!
Can't believe it. Miraculous.
Woo!
Shoot that man. Wait, what? You're a fool. We can't give fans what they want. If we do, they'll come back for more. First, it's Mega Man X, then it's Mega Man X20. They'll keep going and asking for more. Unless we don't do what they want. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I just simply brought it up because, I thought it'd bring in good revenue for the company. And how dare you bring up this game? It's taken us 10 years for the public to forget about that game. It was a mistake. We never should have announced it. What do you think? Do you think we just want money? It's more than that. We don't give them what they want. And that way, they'll be friends for life, and they'll continue to ask for the thing they want because we won't give it to them. They'll expect it. Oh, one day they'll get a remastered. Oh, one day we'll get a Mega Man Legends 3. One day we'll get a Bloodborne 2. Yes, if we don't make it, they'll keep asking for it, and they'll be fans regardless. I'm sorry, please. I had no idea. Whatever. Wiley, shoot this imbecile. Sorry, Tony. No way!
We should do it as a side-scroller.
What's up, guys? So I have some pretty cool news here today that I wanted to show off. Like many of you, I'm a huge fan of retro games. I've been gaming since I was 3 years old, a long time. One of the biggest games was Mega Man. Mega Man kind of is a dormant IP. There's not much going on with it. The last kind of Mega Man game we got was Mega Man 11, and Mega Man 11 looked kind of maybe an upgraded graphically Mega Man that is the same as the older Mega Mans. There's some new mechanics to it, but for the most part, it was the same. It was Mega Man, you side scroll, you go and shoot, you do all that stuff. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's really good to, have an IP, have a game that you can continually just milk over and over again, get that money in as a company. If it works, it works. Don't need to fix what's not broken, right? Issue is that Mega Man is kind of dormant right now. You had Mega Man 11, and then you really haven't had any other Mega Man. They have released like some collections, like re-released them, but they haven't really done anything else with it. This is unlike their other IPs. Capcom has done a lot with Resident Evil. It has done a lot with Monster Hunter. They've even like done a lot with fighting games. Capcom is continually using their IPs, but Mega Man kind of seems like it's dormant, like they're not using it. A little background on me, I grew up with Mega Man X. I really loved the X series. I liked how gritty it was. I liked Sigma's character. I love Zero. I think Zero is super cool. And what they did with that, with him, I loved that character. Growing up with kind of like the regular Rockman and then going to, X, and Maverick Hunter, I really loved those games. So anytime I see Mega Man stuff, I think immediately to X. And the second series I think of is Mega Man Legends. I'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want to fully disclose here that I like Mega Man a lot. I've been playing Mega Man since I was a kid. Probably many of you have too. So this news is kind of exciting in the sense that they are thinking about it. It's not like they just kind of threw it off. There's a lot of IPs out there like Deus Ex where they kind of just throw it out there and they never do anything with it again. Or Dino Crisis or Perfect Dark. They don't do anything with these IPs that people really, really love. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is like one of the biggest ones, right? Square, if you want to make money, and I never will understand it that these companies, they have like these really awesome IPs, but they don't want to make money. I don't know. It's like, let's make the same game over and over again, and they'll make the same Mega Man over and over again, but they won't make like something that was really popular. And one of those games I'll get to later. So here I pulled up the tweets. I like to go over the tweets when some news breaks on this kind of stuff to see the general reaction on Twitter. Twitter is not real life. I'm just going to say it. When people post on Twitter, half the time they're trolling. And then 25% of the time it's a robot, and then the other 25% might be serious people. But I do like to see the reactions because people do have some pretty good comments every so often. So this is from Go Nintendo tweet. GoNintendo.com is the article, and we'll get to that a little bit later in this video. But let's just go over the kind of the first reaction. Tweet says, Capcom says Mega Man is a highly valued IP for them, trying... kind of paraphrasing a little bit here, but they're trying to figure out a path forward for the brand. I do remember Capcom talking about Mega Man in the past and how they've always said it's very highly valued, but they were kind of trying to figure out what kind of they wanted to do with it. And here they kind of say, hey, yeah, the reason why we're hearing about this now is there was, I think it was like a shareholder call. I want to believe like maybe the 25th year of Capcom shareholder call, where shareholders can ask information. If you don't know anything about shareholders, join the club. I really don't know either. I'm not rich. So in that call, a lot of people who are shareholders of Capcom, they asked a lot of questions of the company to see what they were doing and see if they were taking the company in the right direction, which I'm just going to say, Capcom has been releasing some magnificent games. Resident Evil 4 Remake did incredibly well. Resident Evil 8 and 7 did super awesome. I would say I like 8 a little bit more. Basically, any Resident Evil game has done super well for them. And then they have Monster Hunter, which Monster Hunter is huge. And when they announced Monster Hunter Wilds, I played Monster Hunter World, and I didn't play like Rise, or I think it's like Sunbreaker or something. I didn't play those. So when they announced Wilds, I was like with my wife and kid and was like, oh, I might have to jump back in because that looks really good. I was a big fan of Monster Hunter World. World is super cool. And so I really enjoyed that game a lot. So I really like Capcom. This is an IP that's highly valued to them. Capcom is a really big name. People love Capcom. A lot of people I follow on Twitch, super huge fans of Capcom. So anyway, let's look at the comments because I really want to see what people's reaction is to this, to even Capcom just bringing up Mega Man. So here, go third person OTS or first person, logical step is clear as day. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that the third person is a good idea, but Sonic went third person, okay? And so I think they're very wary of that. They don't want to end up like Sonic, which kind of end up being cringy. There's some good Sonics out there, and they don't want to end up being cringy. They don't want to like pound their, highly valued IP in the ground. Now, they've already made a third-person Mega Man game. It's called Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, which were fantastic games. And I'll just get into it here with this comment. They had plans for a Mega Man Legends 3, and the game got canceled. Now, I don't know the specifics on why it got canceled, but they had a third-person Mega Man game, and they canceled it. Why? I don't really know. I'm sure you can look that up. I didn't have time to really look it up. But, yeah, so they canceled that game, and I feel like that game would have done incredibly well. Now, I'm just saying, Capcom, if you want some money, you might want to release Mega Man Legends 3. You have already the ideas for it. Revamp those, release a Mega Man Legends 3 and like a new, third-person kind of game with updated mechanics and stuff like that. And I think you do really well. We see examples of games that have been around for a long time and they release a new numbered game later and it does super well. You already have an IP that does that. It's called Resident Evil. So you can easily do the same thing. You're not doing the wrong thing by doing a Mega Man Legends 3. Is basically what I'm saying. Just make X9 already. See, I think that's fine. I mean, they could totally make an X9 and it do super well. The thing is, though, that a lot of people don't like X8. In fact, there are people that demade X8 to actually be not 3D graphic-y. They really like the 2D scope, which, I mean, everyone has their own like opinions on how the graphics look and stuff like that. But I'm just wanting to point out that, like, some people didn't like X8. They could totally release an X9. I think that's a good idea. I like to see more of the X series, but I also wouldn't mind seeing that series go on to do something else. I wouldn't mind at all. They've done a lot of them, so this person I'm with. This is the person I'm with. Mega Man Legends, please. Doesn't even have to be a AAA. Just give me that vibe again. Yeah, Mega Man Legends is so cool. It really is. If you get a chance to go play the OG and the second one, it's fantastic. Those games are really fun and they're cool. I really wish that they did more with that IP. I really wish they released the Mega Man Legends 3. And maybe that's what they're working on. I don't know. I mean, I think they should, work on that, but I call BS. Gonna make another fart cell phone game. Yeah, companies, stop making cell phone games, okay? Look, I get it. You like money. You want to make money with the cell phone because that's the most popular device. That's great, but you're causing negative feedback like that. Negative feedback will eventually kill your company. Don't do that. Actually make a game or release both. Square Enix does both all the time. They'll be like, hey, here's this Final Fantasy Crisis game. And then, here is a mainline Final Fantasy Rebirth. So then they kind of tie things up. Do that, I mean, I don't think that I don't think it's wrong to do smartphone games. It's just that, like, people like me, we want to sit down and play these games, or we want to play them on a handheld like the Switch. You really should consider doing that, and then doing like a phone game on the side or something. Don't just release phone games, or don't release just gacha games. Konami. Anyway, they've been giving us a collection after collection. This is the next logical move. Yeah, I mean, these are the Mega Man Legends games, and they're fantastic, dude. They're really cool. They go in a different direction than X in the Rockman series, and they're just really cool. The characters are fun. I agree with this. I mean, they could totally release the collection of Mega Man Legends. In fact, if they are going to do a Mega Man Legends 3, it would be in their interest to hold on to that collection until they get ready to release Mega Man Legends 3. Build the hype up for Mega Man Legends 3 by releasing the collection of 1, 2, and Trombone a little bit earlier. So maybe like a couple months, maybe like 3 or something like that, right? That way people can catch up. And I wish for a physical edition, but we might not get one, I can understand if they went digital for something like that. Mega Man 11 was the highest selling Mega Man ever. How do you follow it? Make a sequel. It's not like you change too much for the 12th game. I mean, Mega Man 11 did really well. And that's the thing, is that, like, they've got a point. I mean, why change the system? I mean, like, why change it, right? Why Why try to fix what's not broken, essentially, right? And I agree with that. But also, as a company, you kind of want to do things different, and you kind of want to use the IPs you have in place. And I really like Rockman really doesn't appeal to me as much as X or Mega Man Legends, because I came around and I started playing on the N64 and then the PlayStation, and that's when I got really introduced into Mega Man. And I did play the older Mega Man games, but X is really where I started getting into it. So for me, it's like I see Rockman and go, you know. So I'm not super into Rockman as much as I am X and Legends. Sure. Okay. Mega Man Legends 3, please. Yeah, I agree with that. Then act like it, shake my head. You can't really knock that comment. You can't like just have a dormant IP and then be like, we really value this IP. It's like, yeah, okay, so do the people that made Dino Crisis. You know? So do these people over here that made Perfect Dark. So do these people over here that made Deus Ex. Like, you know, and I think maybe Dino Crisis actually might be a Capcom game. I don't know. I can't remember. But you get my point, like, yeah, act like it. If you really care about the IP, maybe do something with it. We want to give you money. They don't act like they care. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. When you don't do something with the IP, people start getting like this, where they don't act like they care. And this guy has literally 0 in his profile picture. Like, he's a Mega Man fan, and he wants there to be a Mega Man game that he can play. M-Wog Mega Man X. That's so cool. Yeah, when they did anime like X stuff, I really loved that. Okay, sure, Capcom. Yeah, I mean, love to see it. Okay, look, we've looked at the comments a little bit. Let's actually get in the article. I'm gonna read it to you guys. Capcom says Mega Man is a highly valued IP for them, trying to figure out a path forward for the brand. Okay. Like the artwork they chose. Mega Man has been a gaming staple for decades now. NES and Super Nintendo fans no doubt remember just how dominant the Blue Bomber was back in those days. And while Mega Man titles have seen releases in the years following, the cadence of those releases has certainly slowed down. And that's true. Some Mega Man fans are wondering just what Capcom is up to with the franchise. While we've seen collections and re-releases, things have been slow going when it comes to new titles. That's especially odd when considering that Mega Man 11, the most recent one in the mainline series, is officially the best-selling Mega Man game of all time. So the idea that no one wants to buy a Mega Man game, that didn't hold up. Mega Man clearly, people want to play it. You'd think that would be a slam dunk situation for successors, but years later, we're still waiting. And that's true. I mean, Mega Man 11 came out. I was really like expecting an X game by now. Like that one person that was like X9, I was really expecting one. I was like, dude, they're gonna do an X game. I'm so excited. And then I hear nothing.
Are you deaf? I said, are you deaf? If you are, then you may be thinking of investing in a digital hearing aid.
After waiting for comment, fans finally have some small but valuable input from Capcom on the Mega Man brand. In an internal Capcom Q&A, the company has asked about what's next for the Rockstar. The short statement they offered in response is as follows: Mega Man is one of our highly valued IPs, and we are considering how to create games for it on an ongoing basis. So they're constantly thinking, how can I make games for this?
Right.
Capcom has shared similar statements, I said this before, about Mega Man in the past, and it seems they're still having trouble cracking the path forward for Mega Man. And that's true. I mean, like I said, you have to be very careful with this. With Mario, he started offshooting in places, and they kind of tested it out in Nintendo, and Nintendo had other IPs to help lift them up, like Zelda. But even with Zelda, you can see that they clearly went different places with Zelda. So they have to kind of think about this, and they have to understand that, like, when they make this game, you got to make the gameplay really good, really, really good, and then go forward, right? Hopefully this careful consideration and exploration of ideas results in a major real in the not too distant future. That was a very weird line. Okay. They cited Rockman Corner. Good to see citations. Ah, cool. Oh, I like that art. Objection from the Rockman himself. Capcom, man, yeah, says the same thing here. Okay, cool. Okay, they actually have the shareholders meeting. Okay, so that's how this came about. I did read that. There was an attendee that asked. Oh, they actually have the response in here. So let's check this out. I'm going to read this first, and then we'll check that out. This response mirrors a similar one from a year ago where Capcom indicated the future titles depend on the development of a solid concept, ideas, and gameplay. They also mentioned that future ports of back catalog titles would involve addressing technical issues. So they want to go back and fix some things that were technical. That's good. Yeah, this statement is what I remember. Oh, okay, that's what they were saying. It's a very similar situation. Person asked, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection was released in April, has surpassed 1 million units in sale. That's really good. Contributing to existing IP. What are your plans for Mega Man? Including Mega Man Legends, including Mega Man 11, the latest entry in the franchise. Mega Man is one of the most historic IPs. Gosh, it sounds very similar to what they just said. And is loved by fans. And as such, we want to take care of how we develop the series. We're considering how to approach it. Literally, this is like, they said the same thing in this one, right? So, tell me your plans for new ports or collections. We're considering the approach of ports and less. So this is, yeah, Rockman Corner is completely correct in saying that this is a very similar statement to their past statement. So, I mean, we will see. I really want this to be good. So let's go into the meeting itself. I am curious of what they're talking about in this. Then I'm going to kind of, go over what I think they should do. So let's see here. All right, we got a 6-page document. Let's see if I can pick out some questions here. No, this is going to be over my head. No, thank you. And consider shareholder benefits long-term gaming. How has Capcom addressed the issues of discrimination? Gosh, how has Capcom addressed the issues of discrimination? I can't even say it. How has Capcom addressed the issues of discrimination and diversity in game development? As an entertainment company, we create games with belief that respect for human rights and the realization of a satisfying life are important, and exchange opinions with various global subsidiaries when necessary. Good answer. Yeah, I mean, I just say, yeah, all of it. We don't want to discriminate. Good. You submitted a female candidate for external director. Oh, I don't like how this one's going. However, all your internal directors are male. I really don't like how this one's going. Please tell me what you were doing to increase the ratio of female managers internally. Boys, it was about to get real. We were about to throw the hat. Oh my gosh. That question was getting... Oh boy.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
I was legit getting scared there. That first part of that sentence, I was like, what are you implying with this? So please tell me what you are doing to increase the ratio of female managers internally. This is hard, okay? I want people to understand. I work in the IT field. There's not a lot of women interested in IT. There are now than there used to be. But getting women actually interested in coding and stuff like that, it's tough. It really is tough. Looks like they're trying to bump it up to 15% in the future. That's good. Yeah, I mean, just work on it. More diversity is always better for this kind of stuff. Get all these opinions in here. I know it's Japan, so like it's just different, but I think that it's a good thing, you know. Tell me about your progress on the Rex engine, the success of the RE engine. We're updating development, aiming to improve efficiency and achieving photoreal graphics. Yeah, so that's good. Oh, this is a good question. The ratio of physical game sales is decreasing as end user needs for digital is increasing. What is your outlook on physical games and company's policy regarding this? That's a great question because I love physical games. So I have a bunch of digital and I really wish I bought physical. Given the significant number of end users demand physical games, we currently do not expect to eliminate physical products. Good. I think you should always offer a physical product. Always. Okay, so this is the question here. Please tell me what plans you have for the Mega Man series. Okay. So, I think that Capcom is trying to figure out what to do with Mega Man. Here's my recommendation, Capcom. Come here. Listen to the guy that's old now, that played Mega Man back in the day, like so many others. Here's the thing, okay? Mega Man obviously has the bread and butter. It can do the same kind of soup over and over again. You got the side scrolling, it's awesome. You go, you choose your level, you get your power, you go to another level, you do that all over, you do that on each one, okay? Mega Man Legends, that diverted from it and went to more of a story-based, adventure-based element. And it was pretty dang popular. I loved it. A lot of people wish there was a Mega Man Legends 3, me included. I would love to see a Mega Man Legends 3 that maybe took a lot of the elements that we see in games today and really expanded upon it. I'm not saying I want like an open world Mega Man. That's not what I'm saying at all. Now, what I think you should be doing is I think you should do something that's very reminiscent and pulls the string at like something of like a classic Zelda game. Hear me out, okay? In Zelda, you could pick the different dungeons you wanted to go to first, okay? Yeah, they kind of set the forest temple up first, especially in Ocarina. They're like, hey, you gotta go there first. But in Zelda, you could kind of jump around a little bit. And I think you should do that. I think you should make it to where, hey, you can go to these different places and you can decide where to go. Maybe make it 3D, right? Maybe make it to where you can run around and stuff in a 3D world. Not necessarily open world, it's enclosed, like maybe Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. But you can decide where you want to go next. And then throughout the entire world, you have mechanics that can only be accessed by using certain tools from bosses that you've beaten, okay? Basically a 3D Metroidvania is what I'm getting at. But you see, like Zelda did that a long time ago and they kept doing it and it's done really well for them. And then what they've done is the core product has remained the same, but then they would switch other things up. They might add like a new mechanic here or a new ability over here that does something different. Or they might do something over here that's like, hey, here's a new boss and you're gonna have to do something incredibly crazy like flying a dragon. I don't know. Like, you have to think about that kind of stuff. I don't think it needs to be a game that's like AAA and costs millions and millions of dollars to make. But I do think it needs to be a game that's impactful and tugs at those strings of nostalgia. By strings of nostalgia, I mean from people like me who played these old games and really loved them. The other day I was playing Shovel Knight for the first time. Never played Shovel Knight. And my first thought was, wow, this is so much like Castlevania, the way you do stuff. And it's kind of really cool how they have this going. But then I also thought, oh man, this is a lot like this game over here too, and I kept thinking about that and it really tugged at the strings of nostalgia. Shovel Knight was a very popular game, very popular. My whole point to this is make a game that is new, right? Has some new concepts to it, and then tug at those strings of nostalgia. And then call it Mega Man Legends 3. I mean, why not? Call it Mega Man Legends 3, it can be that character. And maybe they are in an open world environment and they're running around and they can choose the different places they need to go. And then halfway through the game, maybe the map changes or something opens up, and you have to go fight in a different area, but you go back to the other one. Maybe there's an excursion system. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I wanted to point this out because I don't think many people are talking about like the dormant Mega Man aspect, and it's not really like reaction news, which I'm not really into. I did want to talk about it because this is a game I grew up with. I absolutely love, and man, I really want them to make it. So do other people too, man. So do other people too. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Maybe consider subscribing. Got some really cool stuff coming in the future. Maybe Mega Man themed. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Maybe some Mega Man themed stuff. Okay, I should stop being weird. Anyway, guys, see you later. Bye.